rolling now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We are here in Act 1 Cinemas on the screening of Life Support in Acton. And today we will be discussing the documentary, the people behind the documentary, Daniele Rugo, and we've got Amira as well. And we're going to be listening to the public opinion of what they have to say about documentaries like this, if they can influence the policy and public opinion. Let's go have a closer look inside the cinema.
My name's Amira Nimerawi and I'm CEO of Health Workers for Palestine.
Now, to begin with, what first compelled you to be part of this documentary?
So, as CEO of Health Workers for Palestine, our mission is to work really hard to hold the UK government to account for their complicity in what has been happening in Gaza, the genocide, as well as the ongoing illegal occupation across Palestine, and also to amplify the voices of Palestinian health workers to make sure that their messages and their needs are coming across. And so to support a film such as this, where these doctors have chosen to go into Gaza during such challenging times, is really important that we support those health workers that continue to support us. In Palestine, Palestinian health workers have for a very long time had a history of looking at medicine not just as service providers but as an act of love and defiance. So this is part of our resistance to the ongoing ethnic cleansing and the attempt to erase Palestinians. And so it really is their deep love and commitment to healing their communities and being able to take care of their communities that keeps them going under the most extreme circumstances. Well, I think it's the details that they're able to go in. So I think sometimes for those health workers in Gaza in particular, the Palestinian health workers, it's a matter of survival. So you have the Palestinian health workers that are not just working in these conditions, they then have to live in these conditions. So we hear stories about how they finish their 12-hour shifts, they then go, they try to find food for their families. Every aspect of life is an extreme risk for a Palestinian health worker. We have over 1,700 health workers in Gaza alone that have been targeted and killed deliberately. And so they walk around with targets on their backs. And so I think it's really important that these health workers that have gone in and come out as eyewitnesses to the atrocities and war crimes that are being committed during this genocide is extremely important. And specifically when you have Western media that has literally tried to suppress the Palestinian voices, these doctors stand in solidarity to amplify what the Palestinian doctors and health workers have been witnessing and trying to tell us now for more than 3 years. So I think the key action here is to work to end UK complicity. Everybody can take part in that, and that can be BDS, so boycotting the products that the official BDS list hold. Health Workers for Palestine, we actually have current actions at the moment to support the release of Dr. Abu Safia, who is in a critical health condition, but also for the other health workers that are being illegally detained and hundreds of other Palestinian health workers. So these are two very sort of tangible actions that people can walk away and support.
Hello, my name is Daniele Rugo and I'm the Director of Life Support.
The response so far. Firstly, let's see what got you into building this documentary, starting from getting involved with the stories, and what influenced you to make this documentary.
So the idea for the film initially came from the film's producer, William Perry, who attending an evening in Oxford where doctors who had worked in Gaza's hospitals since October 2023 were discussing and sharing evidence, showing each other's images, footage, slides of the injuries they had worked on, or the patients they had worked on, and on the situation in hospitals more generally. And William rang me and said, look, there is something quite unique here because, of course, we were not hearing these stories through mainstream media, and we knew already by then that Israel had banned all international reporters and most international humanitarian workers from accessing the Gaza Strip, and also had started straight away a campaign to discredit and target Palestinian journalists who were very courageously documenting the genocide of their own people, and targeting Palestinian healthcare workers who also were witnesses. So international healthcare workers were the only ones who were allowed to enter and bring out these stories, and really were able to counter the narrative the mainstream media was presenting, which was obviously a narrative that was crafted largely through talking points from the IDF. So every time I watch the film back, I recognize something different, or there's something different that strikes me. But I think maybe because I am one doesn't need to be a parent to be horrified and enraged by what is happening, but I am a parent of a young child, and so images of children and what has been inflicted on children in Gaza are particularly striking for me. So these are the images that move me the most. Move me in the sense both that they move me to tears, but also that enrage me the most, knowing that our government has been complicit in what has happened in Gaza for the last 2 and some years. The documentary reveals, first of all, what is happening inside hospitals, and we haven't seen that as enough. Hospitals are sanctuaries for life, for healing, for treating the civilian population. When hospitals are targeted, what is being targeted is the very ability of a community to look after itself, to sustain itself, also to ensure its own future. And the news have not really showed us that. But I think the most important task, if you want, for the film is to rehumanize Palestinians in Gaza who have been dehumanized in Western media, not only for the last 2 years, but for nearly 100 years, but in particular over the last 2 years. Yes. And I think what the doctors do is become a vehicle, a vessel, for the stories of Palestinian healthcare workers and Palestinian civilians who have been the receiving end of a genocide for more than 2 years. For me, the most important thing that audiences can do is to put pressure on their MPs, wherever it is that they live, to end the UK complicity in the genocide. And this could be done in so many different forms. But certainly put pressure on your local politicians, because there is a lot that your local officials have to respond to. And there is a lot that can be done by pressuring them to stop their complicity. And the second action is to abide by the BDS campaign and to shop in a responsible way, to boycott Israeli products in everyday situations. What gives me hope is the fact that there is a growing global movement that is ready to campaign tirelessly for Palestinian freedom and for equal rights for Palestinians. And what gives me the most hope is, of course, knowing that Palestinians will not leave their land. They know they have a right to stay in that land, and they will fight for the right to stay in that land.
To change policy, we need to change public opinion, because that's how policy will be changed. And the way that the world is today, with people getting their information more on social media, visual format, etc., I think movies like this will have an impact. We've seen other movies like this as well, where that opinion change is being formed. And we just have to support whatever effort it is, whether it's small community cinemas like this or larger cinemas. We just have to support the effort that people are making to producing these documentaries, showing these stories, real life experiences of people, professionals, and we as members of the public just have to support it and provide the voices, and then hopefully that will generate enough change that we can influence policy change eventually.